Howdy, everyone. Today I chose to choose option one, which is discussing my own words the key differences between the American and French revolutions. Well, what I found was that the American and French revolutions were both really big turning points in history, but they were very different in why they happened and how, and in what they ended up changing. The American Revolution mostly grew out of political issues between the British government and the colonies. As the American Yop says, colonists felt that Britain was violating their rights by taxing and controlling them without proper representation. They didn't originally want to destroy the entire system, they just wanted to protect what they believed were their traditional liberties as British citizens, which was a little interesting to think about. I never really thought about that they weren't initially wanting completely reformative change, but just wanting to just be treated like regular British citizens. Well, over time, that conflict turned into a push for independence as they felt that they weren't going to get any of their demands from Britain. The goal was mainly for self government, not a total social overhaul. Even though the wording of the revolution talked a lot about equality and natural rights, American society stayed, for the most part, pretty similar after independence with their way of life. It was only as time went on that some of the more substantial living changes occurred through legislation and whatnot. The French Revolution was much more intense and radical. Instead of fighting an outside empire, the French people fought against their own government. According to Western civilization, France was in big financial trouble because of war debts and a broken tax system, where both nobility and the church were not paying their own fair share. When the king tried to fix this, it set a precedent for much bigger demands. What started as calls for reform quickly became a complete rejection of the old system as it was. The monarchy was completely removed, the king was executed, and long-standing social privileges were completely wiped out. The revolutionaries tried to remake society entirely, even going so far as to change the calendar, the metric system, and even the standard mode of religion, Christianity, for public life during this radical phase. Historically, both revolutions mattered a lot, but just in different ways. The American Revolution showed that Enlightenment ideas like popular sovereignty and natural rights could actually work in a real government. It created a model for a constitutional democracy that many other countries looked up to. The French Revolution, however, was just goes to show how powerful and dangerous revolutionary ideas could be as taken to an extreme. It pushed concepts like equality, citizenship, and nationalism much further than the American Revolution did initially, one could argue, and it inspired massive change across Europe and even beyond, especially with the Haitian Revolution. In the end, the American Revolution was more about independence and political rights, while the French Revolution was about completely overhauling society. The first was relatively stable and careful, the other was chaotic, violent, and deeply transformative. Together, they both reshaped how people thought about power, rights, and who has voices in the government, and they helped create the political world we still live in today, just in different ways. Well, that's all I got. I'm looking forward to seeing your responses, and I hope you'll have a great rest of your week. Thank you.